speaker is also an enabler, I would say. PLDT. And you know, a lot of people say it's a very big organization and hard to, but you know, we have these different events. As you know, I often talk to people from different parts of the country, and there was one of many examples, but there was a fella who was building a large operation in the agribusiness, otherwise known as farming, coconut products. And it was in some remote area of Palawan, I think it was, right? Yes, and no roads. He had to build the roads. He had to hire people and all. And he had called the different telecom groups, and it was PLDT that said, okay, no roads, remote area, and the business might fail. Okay, we'll go with you. And they built their infrastructure, and it was key to their group. So getting the right people on board within the group is important, and they'll really do things for you. And we're pleased we have Mike here, Mike Nolasco, with us today. In this Luzon, North Luzon area, this guy is a guy who can make things happen for you, it seems to me. So glad to have you, Mike. Please welcome Mike Nolasco. His formal title is Business Head, One Luzon Enterprise. So enterprise meaning big businesses, right? Or mid-size, but good. Hi, Mike. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Richard, for a very kind introduction. Mayap agat panapon to everyone. So that's basically good afternoon in Kapampangan. So Clark, the local in Clark also speaks in Kapampangan as part of the Pampanga province here in Central Luzon. So after 24 months of battling COVID pandemic, we are now seeing a semblance of normalcy, right? And I think this event is a testament to that, where finally, thank you to Richard that he decided to do this face to face. So I hope this is a start of a continued recovery of all the activities here in our country and the activities of businesses and our government as we start to recover from this pandemic. Okay, so I'm honored to represent PLDT Enterprise this afternoon to share with you specific updates on, of course, I think that's what everyone always expects from us, updates on our network infrastructure. So let me, I prepared my script because I wanted to be very specific with the numbers that I'm going to share to everyone. So for PLDT smart network facilities in the country, our continued efforts to provide better services and to extend access to further corners of the country in the year of 2022 begins with our CAPEX of 85 billion pesos. Yes, we continue to spend this amount of money in the past years to make sure that we are able to meet the demands of individuals and businesses in the country, which have allowed us, this CAPEX had allowed us to further our fiber rollout and increase exponentially our bandwidth capacity. As I speak today, PLDT's fiber optic cable in the country already reached at 743,700 kilometers. No? It's not that much compared to the bigger countries, but this is much bigger from the past year with 600,000 kilometers. So it's double-digit growth from the previous capacity that we have. And this domestic fiber optic network across the country has now an operating capacity of 46.7 terabits per second of bandwidth. So just imagine if you have 100 Mbps at home, that's 10 times is 1 Gbps, and 1,000 times it's 1 Tbps. So our operating capacity is now at 46.7 Tbps. Our consolidated international links, so for those companies who need connectivity in other countries, is now at 20 Tbps. And our internet capacity is already at 18.2 Tbps in first half of 2022. This capacity serves our current broadband subscriber base of 10.2 million homes. Our smart network continues to expand its coverage through its growing 76,600 cellular base stations across the archipelago, servicing more than 71 million mobile subscribers, where more than 39,000 of that 76,000 cellular base are now are operated with 4G and LTE capability, while 7,300 of those base stations are now enjoying super fast mobile internet speed of 5G. And we continue to turn on 5G in strategic places where we think it is already needed by individuals or businesses to be able to enjoy fast speed usage in your mobile devices. Right. Specific here in Clark Freeport Zone, this has always been included in priority areas of implementation of latest PLDT and smart services. Here in this zone, we already have full fiber service coverage. So 100% fiber coverage here in Clark. And this is also the very first city, Clark City, where we fired up our smart 5G service back in November of 2018. So full 5G. And in Clark, PLDT also invested to build out and launch our Vitro data center, providing resilient and reliable hosting of our enterprise customers' critical infrastructure. So in fact, when Central Luzon was hit by an earthquake with a magnitude of 6.1, the area was damaged. Building structures were torn down, and there was actually no electricity in the entire province of Pampanga at that time. And our Vitro Clark data center was continuously operating at that time, as it should be, without downtime. So that's a testament on how these data center infrastructures are critical to enterprise businesses, right? To be able to continue, even in times when disasters hit in a specific area. And finally, we built in Clark our largest disaster recovery facility seats with a capacity of more than 20,000. So it's another building beside our data center where businesses can subscribe disaster recovery seats. If your main office is disrupted or your people cannot go in that area for work, that is actually a place where you can subscribe working areas, where power is undisrupted, basic utilities are available for your employees to continue to be able to work and for your businesses to be able to continue to operate in times of disaster. And of course, for New Clark City, we partnered with BCDA to provide fiber facility and 5G wireless network for the coveted SEA Games held in NCC last 2019. And yes, the development of NCC, our PLDT fiber and 5G services is ready to service potential businesses in that area. And for other updates here in Central Luzon and in Northern Luzon, for our kababayans here in the north, I am very much delighted to share that part of that 743,000 plus kilometers of fiber optic expansion, our completion of fiber facility rollout in 35 small towns as of this first half of 2022. To be very specific, we rolled out our fiber in San Clemente of Tarlac, Gabaldon and Laur of Nueva Ecija in Region 3, Aritao, Dupax del Sur, and Villaverde of Nueva Vizcaya in Region 2, Madela of Quirino, Benito, Soliven, Burgos, Malig, Nagilian, and Quezon in Isabela, Abulug, Mulong, Bugoy, Pamplona, Piat of Cagayan. Apologies for those who doesn't get local. That's very local. It's also very hard for me to pronounce, no? But those are really small towns in these provinces, right? And if you guys are starting to look for potential new areas in Central Luzon, in Clark, and in other parts of North Luzon, yes, we continuously to expand our fiber and smart wireless facilities in these areas. For our milestone projects, let me also take this opportunity to take pride in sharing major projects that we have invested and continue to invest to be able to do our share for our country, to achieve its long-term vision of full digitalization, and to be the preferred destination of choice of the biggest digital platforms provider in the world and attract more global investors. In Q4 or fourth quarter of 2021, we launched our IoT platform through Smart. This is the very first IoT platform in the Philippines with a breakthrough of an all-in-one platform that opens up a new horizon of opportunities and will empower both consumers and businesses. It will allow you to have full control over your SIMs and IoT devices via a multi-tenant self-service enterprise portal with a self-provisioning feature. This means if you are embarking into digitalization, IoT, and automation, there is a platform in Smart where if you power these IoT devices with Smart SIM, you can actually self-provision, self-manage the behavior of those IoT devices. Because as we know, in this type of projects, activities and progress is very dynamic, right? And it's difficult for you to be able to always ask your provider, do this for me, change this for me, turn this off for me, turn this on for me. So this platform will allow you to do that already. And it's the very first in the country. This is also a powerful tool that is set to transform the way Internet of Things applications are deployed as we prepare our country for billions of connected devices in the coming years. So, for those forecasts, we are now readying our wireless network for to connect billions of IoT devices and mobile devices. So, our network is readying for the future. And in March of this year, we also celebrated our groundbreaking ceremony of our 11th Vitro data center. So similar to Clark, there are actually 9 other existing data centers across the country. And we did our groundbreaking on our 11th, which is going to be the biggest hyperscale data center that is going to be located in Santa Rosa, Laguna. So that data center facility is going to have a capacity of 100 megawatt power. So how big 100 megawatt power is, just to dimension, all of our 10 data centers today, including Clark, combined, has a total operating power capacity of 26 megawatts. So that data center is basically 4 times bigger than the 10 data centers that we have already built across the country. And we're fast-tracking the build-out, and hopefully we'll be able to soft launch it sometime end of this year or early first quarter of 2023. And this facility expands our network of world-class data center, positioning the Philippines to be the next digital hub and destination in Asia Pacific. So this facility was actually built with the intention to attract global digital platform providers similar to Amazon, Facebook, to locally host their infrastructure in the Philippines. Thereby, those individuals and businesses who actually connects to this infrastructure will be able to cut down cost of connectivity because it's already local, and experience and get better experience. So those times when you're running YouTube videos and then sometimes it gets flunky because of some network congestion going to a specific country, those are, if Google would decide to host it locally in the country, right? Because they need actually a very powerful data center with a power that will be needed to feed all of their servers. So just imagine how much powers these servers require. So we're going to be able to take advantage of that because these platforms are going to be here, present in our country. In May of this year, our brothers and sisters and Smart announced its partnership also with a US-based satellite company called AST Space Mobile to conduct tests of the latter's Blue Walker 3 satellite, which is designed to communicate directly with unmodified mobile phones from low orbit, Earth orbit satellite or LEO. So this company, AST Space Mobile, similar to Starlink, is launching low Earth orbit satellites. But the difference is their satellites can actually push mobile phone signals without any conversion needed. So with this partnership, it will allow Smart to provide coverage in areas where we are not able to build infrastructure through this satellite coverage without the need to build towers and without the need to lay out submarine cables, especially for island areas. So the signal will be coming from our partner and will be the one pushing 5G, LTE, 4G signals to mobile phone users. So that it will allow us to be able to provide coverage in these underprivileged or far-flung areas much, much faster. And I would provide updates to everyone once we have launched that service. And this month of June, in fact next week, we are already launching our Jupiter submarine cable system in Daet, Bicol. So once online, this will increase, again, our international capacity 5 times or up to 60 TBPS. ready to scale with the growing demands of digital services. So these are the milestones and the major projects that I would be able to share that we have started or completed in 2022, and hopefully we're able to provide you more updates on the second half by second half of 2022. So completion of all these milestone projects lay down the very strong foundation for our country, the Philippines, to progress and push forward in building smart cities, smart provinces, and even smart municipalities. Indeed, this is the time for our recovery, and as we work together and as we journey further together to become a smart and digital nation. And to end my update for today, let me just share with you our PLDT 2022 campaign video clip. In behalf of PLDT, SMART, and our affiliate companies, thank you, Asia CEO Clark, and to everyone here today.
You've come a long way, and everything you've done has led to this moment. Primed for taking on bigger things, reaching greater heights. And while the path ahead is filled with uncertainty, taking the next step can seem daunting. But to stay still is more terrifying. Moving forward becomes reassuring with a partner by your side. One that teaches you to trust. One that has been with you from the start. Through it all, whether you're thriving or still striving, a partner that pushes you to carry on and go the distance despite it all. Together, there are no boundaries, only possibilities. Together, we can go further.